In honor of National Crime Victims' Rights Week, the Fort Wayne's Police Department is having their annual Candlelight Vigil. This visual will honor the victims and survivors of homicide and violent crime. This vigil will also take place on Monday, April 22nd. And joining me today with more details is Kristy, the Director of Victim Assistance, and Dakota, a victim advocate with the police department. Hello, ladies.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Okay, so this event happens each year. And before we dive into the visual, Kristy, will you give us an overview about the Victims Assistance Program?
Yeah, so our Victim Assistance Program has been part of the police department since the 80s. We are available to provide advocates to any victims of violent crime, and we help kind of walk them through the criminal justice process. So helping them understand what next steps are after filing a police report, if charges have not been filed, if they're wanting to do a referral for charges, getting protective orders, going with them to court, reading victim impact statements, and really just being there as a support for them.
Wow, yeah, it sounds like from beginning to end. So from the very first moment a crime happens to someone, the first thing they should do is contact you all. Come in person, make a phone call, what's best?
Either way is fine. If you come in person on the first floor at the police department, there is a phone on the wall by the records department that if you pick it up, it calls straight to our office. You can always call us as well, ask any questions that you have. In order for our office to serve you, there does have to be a police report filed, but if you have not done that yet or aren't sure about the process, we can always help walk you through it.
Yeah, and what do you feel in your experience are some of the biggest misperceptions for this department, for this process, for victims that need protection?
Yeah, I mean, I think that people kind of try to do things on their own sometimes and don't realize that there are services available to help you. When you experience a tragedy or a trauma like this, there are so many things that have to be done right in that moment. And having a person who can kind of help you, who does this on a daily basis, walk you through the steps, who to call, where to reach out, where to get counseling services, it eases the burden of that process. So I think just being able to have somebody that's there to support you through that.
Yeah, and you said something so important. It's all about the timing. Do it now while there's still evidence. Do it now while your memory's still fresh. Do it now before the criminal gets away, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And so unfortunately, though you all do all you can to catch the criminal or to protect the victim sometimes loses their life, and that's so tragic. And so that's why this visual is here, just to honor those that were lost. So Dakota, can you share about this visual and what people can expect?
Yeah, so this year the annual Candlelight Vigil is going to be held on Monday, April 22nd. This year we're hosting it at the Public Safety Academy, which is a change. We invite the public, anyone whose life has been impacted by violence in our community, especially those who've lost a loved one. We invite them to come. We have memorial displays with photos of lives that have been lost to violence, and we'll also read the names of the lives that have been lost in the last several years. We'll have some community leaders that are present to speak. But yeah, we would invite anyone to come. Bring your family, bring a friend. Yeah.
Okay, and I know sometimes at visuals there's a certain color that people wear to represent. Is there a certain color people should wear in honor of this day?
We just want people to be comfortable, whatever they feel comfortable wearing. We do have t-shirts that we'll have available. They'll have the logo for this year's National Crime Victims' Rights Week logo that's released by the Office for Victims of Crime. So we'll have those available for people if they'd like to take a t-shirt. But as far as coming to the vigil, they can just wear whatever makes them feel comfortable.
Okay. And do they bring their own candles, or are candles provided?
Candles are provided. So we'll pass out candles, and they can also take those home with them. They're little tea light candles, so they can take them home.
Yeah. And with National Crime Victims' Rights Week happening, What else are you all doing as a department to really acknowledge and to celebrate this time?
Yeah, so this, like we said earlier, happens every year. The Office for Victims of Crime releases it nationwide. Every year is a different theme. This year's theme is how can you help? Options, services, and support. So it's really a call to action for the community about how can you help victims and survivors of crime? What can you do to get involved? We're always looking for volunteers. There's always community events put on not just by our office, but other providers in the community as well. There are several events this week that are happening. This is one of our largest events of the year, and mostly just because we want the people that we serve to know that it's not just important to us to be there for them during the moment that the tragedy occurs, but to also uplift and support them every year. We know that when you lose someone, that grief doesn't just go away after a sentence has been determined. It is a lasting impact on people.
Right.
So we want them to have a space where they can come and have people to uplift and support them, but also remember their loved one and know that there are people rallying around them.
Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. And what location is this event taking place?
It will be at the Public Safety Academy, which is out south behind the Southtown Walmart. And it's from 5:30 to 7. We will have, like Dakota mentioned, a lot of people that are there from the city, city leaders. We'll have some pastors who are coming to share words of encouragement. We'll be reading names and really just trying to provide a space for people to come together and remember those that we've lost.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, ladies, for coming in and sharing.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
And if you'd like more information about this Candlelight Vigil that's taking place on Monday, April 22nd at 5:30 p.m., we'll have their website listed below for more information, and I'll see you after the break.